My grandpa, 88 years old. He has had cirrhosis of the liver for many years now. He's taking enough medication to open up his own pharmacy. Every month he has this big box full of all kinds of pills that he's taking. He likes to brag and complain at the same time about how many pills he's taking every day, morning and afternoon. He's been to all the top doctors in Israel, the liver doctors and kidney doctors and stomach doctors. And he said to his two sons, I want to go see the super doctor, the top of the top of the top of the top in Israel for liver. The master that everybody else goes to ask her questions. And we're going to do it without the insurance because insurance does not support these things. So we have to go private. Sure enough, they found her. An appointment just to see her for 10-15 minutes cost thousands of shekels. And I mean thousands, like 5,000 shekels to see her for 10 minutes. He had to take a taxi to drive him for about an hour and a half. And then a taxi to take him back home for an hour and a half. And you can guess how much that costs. And he went to see this super doctor, the doctor of all doctors. And she basically said, well, just gonna keep doing what you're doing. It seems like you're doing what you can do. And that's it. And yet he paid so much money. He values this woman. And today he had a phone call from the office, just checking in on him. How are you feeling? Of course he feels bad. He goes, I feel bad. They ask him, well, did you do this test? Do this test and then send the doctor your blood work and she will see if maybe you can, take a little less of this, a little more of that. And of course, when they called from the clinic, he stands at attention. He drops everything. This is the doctor teaching. The doctor speaking, drop everything. He immediately texted his son, like, she's going to call you. You better pick up the phone right now when she calls you. Don't make her wait. This is the doctor speaking. It wasn't the doctor. It was the secretary of the doctor, but she was calling in the name of the doctor. And whoa, the doctor, And I find it so interesting how much he values this doctor woman. The genius of all geniuses when it comes to liver. He has cirrhosis of the liver. He's 88 years old. He already beat every statistic of the book. The doctor told him when he was there, she said to him something that he quoted back to me. He said it wasn't very encouraging. She told him, I have younger patients than you who are doing worse off than you. He goes, that's not very encouraging. But nevertheless, he's 88 years old. He lived a full life. He has grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He is still married to his wife of 67, 68 years, just about. Been married since he was 20 and she was 21. She's 89 in just a few days. She's turning 89. What can he complain about? He lived a full, rich life, traveled all around the world, has souvenirs from everywhere you can imagine. And he's paying thousands of shekels to see a doctor that maybe, just maybe, will tell him something that could maybe extend his life by a few more months. Because let's be honest, 88 years old, how long do you got? You're already at the end of your rope. So what does he care? He got the money, he spends it. But the reverence he has for that doctor, how much he values that doctor. He does everything to get in touch with that doctor. And the doctor doesn't know him. They never met before. The doctor does not talk to him on a daily basis. He doesn't have a direct line to call the doctor. The doctor doesn't come to his house to see him, doesn't drive to him when he has an emergency in the middle of the night. doesn't counsel him and his family and sits down with him. No. It's strictly professional. You pay thousands of shekels to see me for 10 minutes, maybe 15 if I'm feeling generous today. But when it comes to the geniuses of the things that really matter, not just caring for the flesh, but caring for your soul, which is really the real you, the eternal part of you, that divine spark, it is absolutely disgusting to see how so many treat the doctors and the geniuses. And I'm not talking about the rabbis, I'm talking about the real geniuses. The master teachers, people like my friend and mentor, my brother in the Lord, and my partner in this ministry. He's been serving the Lord for over 55 years, since he was 6 years old. 5, really. His mother testified when he was 4, he rebuked people over Easter. Like, what does Easter have to do with Jesus? When he was 4, he was preaching. He came out of the womb kicking. He's been walking faithfully with the Lord for over 55 years. In any profession, having 55 years of experience would make you a master teacher. I don't think that liver doctor has been practicing for 55 years. I don't know how old she is, but to be practicing medicine for 55, you got to be 80 or 90, just to get your doctorate and your etc., etc. But Stephen has been doing that for over 55 years. He has impacted tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of lives, definitely more than that through television that he's been doing for many decades, online ministry, radio. He's been preaching at 2,000 churches, and Lord knows how many people were inside of each church. So definitely in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that have heard him in some sort of way. And of course, all the people that know him personally, that he's had a personal impact on their lives. Tutoring, counseling, helping, giving of himself, driving in the middle of the night, doing all kinds of things. I don't even know the 10th% of it. Again, this is 55 years of this. Whatever you can do in 55 years, I can guarantee you, when you serve the Lord, you do more. It's incalculable what Stephen has done. He's definitely the expert in his field. And you would think that the people who value this field, people who say they believe in God, would cherish him and give him the same respect, if not more, than that of a medical expert like my grandpa and his doctor. But it doesn't work that way. Because let's be honest, people only value things they pay for with money. And that's the truth, because money is what you value. If it doesn't cost you, you don't appreciate it. Easy come, easy goes. If Stephen had a secretary that would not allow you to see him unless you pay down $5,000 US, oh, you're going to value his time like nobody's business. You're going to show up with a list of questions and record the conversation and do all of kind of things just to hear a word spoken by him. But because he provides the word for free, you take it as something cheap, something that was given to you without cost. Therefore, you do not value it. You don't call to ask questions. You barely don't talk to him. I've known him for a few years now, and I can witness his so-called disciples are an embarrassment. Over the last month and a half, not one of them has picked out the phone and called. Not one. And what does that tell you? People don't value the things of God. And if they don't value the things of God, they definitely do not value the man of God, and they obviously do not value God. Because if you truly valued God, you would value anything and everything that has to do with Him. They know that He's a sincere man of God. He's not some religious megachurch tele-evangelist preacher. Send me your money, your pocketbook, and I'll give you a handkerchief. This was the soil from the Sea of Galilee. Drink this and this will heal you for only $1,299. Get this today. We do none of that sort. If we did, you would support us. But Stephen? No. Every month he has to struggle to pay his ever-increasing rent in Southern California without a job. Been out of a job for about 3 years now. In his 60s. Bad health. His industry went down after COVID, commercial real estate. Been doing ministry full time. Ever since he stopped working at that company, his ministry exploded. So many people. Every day he's talking to people, influencing, preaching, mentoring, teaching. And it's just so disheartening to see how people do not appreciate someone that you love, someone that you appreciate and value. But it's just like what God said to Samuel in 1 Samuel chapter 8. It's not you that they are rejecting. It is God. Because you don't truly value God. And that's the key. What can we say? Who are we? We're nothing. We're just the messengers, the servants. But Yeshua said, whatever you do to the least of these, you've done unto me. The way you treat the man of God is how you treat God. He sends you prophets, teachers, preachers, mentors, brothers. What do you do with them? Treat them like some unwanted guest that you can't wait to get off the phone. Shame on you. You are going to suffer the judgment, and the righteous judgment, might I add, of God. And I know why you do it. It's the evil inclination inside of you. You are an enemy of God. You are born that way, so it makes sense. You're born that way. You have to become a friend of God. You have to be born again, and most do not. Most are still enemies of God. You do not value the things of God, and you resist Him, just like our forefathers in the desert. Tested Him 10 times, and guess what? They died in that desert. We forget that the Lord is a consuming fire, because sometimes He can be so kind and loving to us. We start taking Him for a teddy bear, someone we can walk all over. I can guarantee you that this super doctor would not have put up with it. No. She is not putting up with it. Strictly professional. She's not having any affection to you. But because we care for the flock, we love the flock, we love God's people, and the Lord does too, you take advantage. You don't value us the same way you would appreciate your boss who signs your paycheck. Because, well, it's the boss. He doesn't talk to you on the phone late night, drive up to you to counsel you when you're having marital issues, does not pray for your children when they are sick, does not do any of these things. So you value Him, you take Him seriously, but not the man of God. But your mistake is that you confuse meekness for weakness. The Lord was humble and meek, but He was not weak. No. And you are going to suffer a horrible judgment, because the Lord is a consuming fire. And nobody can save from His hand. He is not pleased with the way you treat His messengers. And that should put the fear of God in you. He loves us, so He uses these gentle words. I'm not pleased with you. But if you understood who God was, to hear those words coming from Him, not good. If God is not pleased with you, you are in some serious trouble. You better repent. Change your ways, do everything that you can to make sure that He is pleased with you. Because nobody judges like God. Nobody punishes like God. This whole cosmos is a speck of sand in an infinite, I don't even know what to call it, God. Your soul is eternal. You will suffer the consequences of your actions. The little that you do impacts a lot. So you better do what's right and treat his people right, or you will suffer a most horrendous judgment. It would have been better for you to be an unbeliever than to claim you believe and act worse than the unbelievers. They value their people, their shamans, their gurus, their yoga instructors, their Pilate, fitness teachers, their tour guides, their surf guides. They value those people, but you who claim to believe in God do not value the man of God. And you're going to be judged.